Friends, welcome to youtube.com oblique Dr. Ved. I am Dr. P.R. Patel, Professor Head Veterinary Medicine. In this presentation, we are going to deal with very important metabolic disease of bitches, eclampsia in bitches. In this part 3, I will discuss diagnosis, differential diagnosis, and treatment of eclampsia in bitches. Friends, here we will discuss diagnosis of eclampsia in bitches. Diagnosis of your eclampsia in bitches is supported by a history of late pregnancy, parturition, or early lactation. Generally, clinical signs are mostly always observed in nourishing bitches, especially early lactation. Of course, it is observed at other time also, but this is the most common danger period. Clinical signs are also characteristic such as tonoclonic convulsions, opisthotonus, and high temperature. We have already discussed in detail characteristic clinical signs of eclampsia in bitches, which is helpful to provide the diagnosis. Continuation of the diagnosis. From clinical symptoms, we can provide diagnosis and the history of early lactation. But this can be further confirmed by calcium level of the blood. There is low serum calcium level less than 7 milligram per dm that confirm the disease. Along with hypocalcemia, there is concurrent hypoglycemia also. Low blood glucose less than 80 milligram per dm, and further diagnosis can be confirmed by quick response to calcium treatment. If calcium treatment is given properly, then there is recovery within 10 to 15 minutes. Detail about these things we will study in treatment aspect. Differential diagnosis of eclampsia in bitches. Characteristic we have seen that hyperexcitation, hypersensitivity, and tonoclonic characteristic seizure. This is also observed in following diseases: hypoglycemia, meningoencephalitis, tetanus. In tetanus, only tonic conversion, not tonoclonic conversion, and prolapse of third eyelid is observed and long term. Strychnine poisoning, rabies. In rabies, there is a history of dog bite and characteristic ascending paralysis and course of the history. Epilepsy. These diseases may confuse with eclampsia in dog. They are required to be differentiated by further diagnosis and laboratory diagnosis. We deal with very important aspect treatment of eclampsia in bitches. The first is immediate calcium supplement. The word immediate because this is a serious condition. Calcium gluconate or calcium gluconate 10%. Half of the dose should be given slow intravenous. Remember, slow intravenous, Why, I will tell you later. And remaining half subcutaneous. The intravenous dose immediately boosts up the calcium level of the blood, and the subcut injection, there is slow absorption, and it will maintain the calcium level for a long time. If treatment is sufficient, then there is rapid clinical improvement within 10 to 15 minutes. Animal become calm, in which there is relaxation of muscle, and there is immediate improvement. Now remember here, slow intravenous I told you. If there is rapid calcium administration, it causes signs of calcium toxicity. The signs of calcium toxicity are bradycardia and cardiac arrhythmia. So while giving treatment, especially intravenous, clinician must be cautious and measure the cardiac heart rate and monitoring for the bradycardia and cardiac arrhythmias. We continue with the treatment aspect. If calcium toxicity symptoms are observed, means bradycardia and arrhythmia, in such cases, clinicians should discontinue the calcium administration intravenous until the heart rate returns to the normal, and then again start giving the intravenous treatment slowly. If there is cerebral edema is there, then which may not respond to calcium treatment. So if there is cerebral edema, hyperthermia and hypoglycemia, then clinicians should provide treatment of this accordingly. Continuation of the treatment aspect. Dextrose 40% slow intravenous is given in hypoglycemia cases. But once the intravenous treatment is given, it immediately boosts up the calcium level or glucose level. So to maintain the calcium and glucose level, long-term maintenance therapy should be given. Calcium supplementation orally along with vitamin D orally. Calcium supplementation, calcium carbonate, calcium gluconate orally after injection to maintain calcium level in the blood. Dietary vitamin D supplementation, which increases calcium absorption from the intestine and raises calcium level very quickly. So something should also be given as a long-term maintenance therapy. We continue the treatment aspect. To maintain the glucose level in blood, provide glucose powder orally after intravenous injections. Multivitamin supplement injections or orally also help in recovery of the cases. To sedate the excited animal and to reduce the other excitation and convulsive symptoms, required to give sodium phenobarbital. Prevent the puppies to suck the milk from bitches for 12 to 24 hours to reduce calcium drainage of milk. Otherwise, we are giving treatment. If the drainage is continued, then relapses occur often. So, along with treatment, prevent the puppies to suck milk for 12 to 24 hours to reduce calcium drain for better improvement. Continuation of the treatment. In previous slide, we have told that prevent the puppies to suck the milk for 12 to 24 hours. Then what about puppies? Puppies should be hand fed with either canine milk replacer available from the market or milk substitute or any other appropriate diet for 12 to 24 hours. Then after recovery from the beach, return the puppies to natural suckling. If the beach become normal, there is not much problem. If the puppies are mature, about 4 weeks of age or even more, then weaning is recommended for the prevention of this eclampsia in babies. Friends, here we have discussed diagnosis, differential diagnosis, and treatment important aspect in very detail. Requested to share this information to our veterinary friends. Request to subscribe the channel to promote the channel. Thank you very much for observing this video. Next time we will come with eclampsia, which is preventive aspect.